See. We got plenty of time. We got 3 minutes. Still no video? Check the connection on that because I moved that.
Is the camera still on itself? Did the battery die? Yeah, the studio.
Or does this have a power?
There is. Yeah, you should be able to plug it in for power. USB, if that cable's up here.
I have 100 cables. I have one of those.
Okay.
USB to it's a big one.
Oh wait, hold on.
See if it'll get an auxiliary power. Why doesn't it go through?
All right. See if. Did it go? All right.
It's gonna get confused. It's gonna get confused with this.
Yeah, like all that is an input, and it won't. We can try it. I mean, we've got 5 seconds, but. Oh, this isn't the right size. That's why Miles is struggling with it. It's not the right. Come on. All right, we got to keep an eye on that stuff. I'm almost wondering if we should go have Williams be the one. So Miles is going to come back. He's probably going to be out of breath. I might go live without him and bring him in after the highlights, which means let's hide his lower third for right now. So that way, when it comes up, it's just me.
Do you want to get the chair situated? Like,
No, I don't. No, I don't want to move anything. It's fine if I'm off center, because I can just do Miles Conrad coming in 1 minute. Yeah, of course, you guys come here. Underneath? Okay, good. I was gonna say that I couldn't find it, so you have to take the hot shoe off. We're late to start. We'll just push everything back, guys. No big deal. Just sweat. Grab that. You can use that camera.
Mark said it was the right one. I'll be back.
Here. Take that one. So we got the right one. Oh, check and see if there's a cord too.
We'll do.
Don't worry about that. At the end of the day, just skip power. So,
You can start at 4:10 and then be out by 4:30, and then you can.
yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the future. I'm going to put from now on here checklists like in the corner, and then it'll be like light battery, camera battery, light battery. That's the other side. I'm going to turn our mics off. Now, he's got 3 bars. I got 3 bars. I should. Mics are on. Mics are on.
there. Oh, shit. You can't even see it.
I'm worried about the distance here and the distance on that side. That's all I'm really kind of worried about. Something's buzzing. Touch that silver thing. Is that feeling vibrating?
No, it is my phone.
Oh my god! How? What? Oh, you weird. Sorry. Turn that off.
Yep.
Miles, sit down. Do you know are you adjusting what you need to adjust?
Yeah.
Mike's room.
Yeah, we'll try to go at 14.
Gotcha.
Catch your breath. Want to get a drink of water?
I'm good now. I'm good.
What are we looking at?
TJ's side is a little higher.
That's
It's what?
it's the same where it's like you got a little bit more.
Room on my side?
Yeah. Like Miles' side seems a little further down.
Is it because you short?
No, the table itself to me looks.
Okay.
All right, so the balance is off.
It's not crazy.
Take a picture for me so I can see it. Because at this point, time is of the essence. So I may just say fuck it and we'll go. Miles does look down because wait, come back here. Because it's the way this is tilted. Okay. So we're gonna turn this way.
There we go.
That should level us a little bit better. All right, come
Better,
back here with
all right.
that. Come back here. Come back here with that.
What's up, Catherine?
Did they listen to you at all?
Yeah, it's been like last week you had already started talking about it.
Okay. It's fine.
We'll roll with it.
Welcome inside another edition of Checkers Pregame Live. TJ Chillot, Miles Conrad, happy to have you here as we get set and ready to go for the rematch between the Charlotte Checkers and Bridgeport Islanders. And Miles, last night, nothing short of exciting. 8 total goals in that game last night. We had a great goaltender performance. I think that kind of gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. What did you see last night from the Charlotte Checkers after they improved to 4-1, 0-0?
Well, a lot of things we're going to touch on in this pregame show. Special teams continues to be a huge strength for this Checkers team. I'll tell you this, though, TJ. You just mentioned it. Chris Drieger, his steadiness in goal last night, made the big saves when he needed to, made the routine saves when he needed to. What an unbelievable performance by him that kind of gets overshadowed by 8 total goals, and it was really by committee last night, TJ.
Absolutely, and that's the best way you could put it, is by committee. I mean, when you take a look up and down the roster, 12 of the 18 skaters getting on the score sheet last night. Nobody had multiple goals. Only a couple of players had multiple points even in the game. So it really was all over the place, including Chris Drieger, who had an assist
He
in
had an
last
assist
night's
as
game
well,
as
yeah.
well. So a lot of fun last night. I think we touched on a couple of the points there, including Drieger, including the special teams. What do you think when you look back at last night? How do you think that team was a little bit different than what you saw against Cleveland?
Well, what I saw last night was really what we saw in that first game against Cleveland, right? It was speed. And again, we talk about this is one of the fastest Checkers teams we've ever seen, from first line to fourth line all the way down, right, TJ? I mean, the speed, the entries into the zone, the forecheck remained strong last night. That showed big, especially on the power play and penalty kill.
Well, we can sit here, we can kind of talk about everything that happened last night, but instead, why don't we go ahead, let's take a look back at last night and the highlights from the Checkers win over the Bridgeport Islanders.
Nutrisource has partnered with the brightest minds in the pet food industry to develop the funnel that one into the circle. Checkers play off the glass when it's cut down. Charlotte Checkers have gotten the first goal in every game that they've played so far. Aiden McDonough couldn't get a shot off. But now we got ourselves a scrap along the wall.
right.
With a 40% discount off the individual purchase price, 10% off concession. He backs the point. Carrot fakes
Okay.
the shot. Finds his man. Steve's racing after it, dealing with Bull Duke. Picks his pocket. Steve's out in front. Leaves out the wing side. Trying to drag that one through. Good poke check there. Bull Duke with a chance. It's tipped out. Good pressure. Manages to keep the zone. Finding a little bit of space. They cut in.
We can hit on the power play penalty kill as well.
Finding a little bit of space. They cut in. Backhand chance. They score. Penalty kill.
Yep.
Off the face-off.
That's right.
1-2, 1-0. Win tie. Carrot finds his man. Cross-ice shot. Finds his man. Cross-ice shot. This one in. It's going to be grabbed here by Bezo. Finds his man in the slot. Here's a shot. Bezo finds his man in the slot. Here's a shot. Loose in the neutral zone. Checkers get control. Up the left wing side. Here's John Leonard. Leonard left wing. His shot in. Saved by Stark. Rebound. Here's John Leonard. Leonard left wing. His shot in. Saved by Stark. Rebound. They score. Chris Cole. A big collision with Marsh. Now the Checkers have it. Up the left wing side. Into the zone. Left shot. Now the Checkers have it. Up the left wing side. Into the zone. Left shot.
Reading all on our working the camera and then you feel the turn. Neatly turn it, I guess.
He walks into the high slot. His shot. He scores. Now the Checkers are right back in. Here's Benning. Off an interception. He scores.
It was an explosive night here at Bojangles Coliseum last night. 8 goals, the most the Checkers have scored in a single game in this young season. That topped their 7-goal performance to kick things off up in Pennsylvania, the first game of the year. So, Miles, enough about last night. Let's talk about what we expect to see in this one tonight with these two teams.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, much like last week with Cleveland, a big push coming from this Bridgeport Islanders team. Listen, TJ, this is a team that, no doubt about it, has struggled all year long. Eventually, you're going to get that push game, right? Bridgeport is going to come out strong. It's going to be about winning the first period, really winning the first 5 minutes for me, TJ. Let's limit the penalties. Score first, obviously, right? You want to put a stop to that Bridgeport push immediately. Put your foot on the gas pedal and get it started just like last night. Something that we didn't really see last weekend against Cleveland. I want to see the gas pedal all the way down to the floor from last night to tonight till the final whistle.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up penalties because that was the most penalized game the Checkers have played in this season. 24 penalty minutes aside per team, 48 total in the game. The Charlotte Checkers special teams units seem to be kind of weathering that storm. They are one of the teams with some of the higher penalty minutes in the Atlantic Division. They're second in that category, but it doesn't seem to be bothering them. Right now, their power play, best in the American Hockey League. Their penalty kill is 7th best in the American Hockey League, tops in the Atlantic Division. So these special teams are clicking on all fours. What have you seen so far?
Well, the power play looks completely different from last season, TJ. Not only, I talked about it before, the forecheck and establishing in the zone, but immediately you see the Checkers enter the zone, immediately set up for a power play. They always seem to have, not obviously you're on the man advantage, but it's not just one guy open. It seems like there's 2 or 3 guys open at all times. It's a fast-moving power play which matches this Checkers offense, and we're seeing the fruits of that with obviously as many power play goals as the Checkers have scored.
Aiden McDonough with another power play tally
Huge.
last night. He now has 7 goals on the season, tied for most in the American Hockey League in that category. They also got another shorthanded goal, their 4th of the year. This one was Mike Benning, the 8th and final goal in that game. And the shorthanded goals are coming in bunches as well as they lead the American Hockey League in that category. I do think special teams are going to play an important factor going into tonight's game. I have a few other keys of the game coming up in this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at my Hendrick Acura keys to the game. Number 1, continued depth scoring. We talked about it a little bit here with Miles, but it's honestly a storyline that's continued throughout this year. You know, outside of Aiden McDonough, who's got those 7 goals, after him, the wealth has been spread. There's plenty of guys that are getting into the action, whether it's via the assist, whether they're getting goals of their own. It's been a great start to the year. They've got to continue that depth scoring for sure. My second key, they've got to keep the crease clear. One thing that I saw in last night's game, not only did they give up another deflection goal, but they also are now 2 games in a row allowing goaltenders to be screened.
Yes.
They're allowing guys to get out in front, and they're not moving the defenders, and we've seen it now with these deflection goals, because they're not deflection goals like just a guy in the high slot who catches it off his shin and then it goes in. These are guys right out in front of the netminder who are purposefully bending that puck around off a tip. The Checkers need to do a better job of clearing out in front of the crease and getting bodies out of their netminder's way. And my third and final key in this one, they've got to pick their spots tonight for retaliation. I know it's an old cliche, and they say that the person who retaliates tends to be the one that gets in trouble. I think that could come into play here tonight, especially if the Checkers get out in front a little bit. Bridgeport's going to really start to play a physical game. They're going to start to be pests. We know that there's players on this team that's what they love to do, the Cole Bardreaux of the world, guys like that will just try to get under your skin to get some momentum for their team, and the Checkers can't fall victim to that tonight. They have to pick their spots when they want to retaliate. If you get blown up on a big hit and you find yourself collecting your gear and then you have to chase back into the play, don't try to immediately go after someone, because that's when you're going to go and get a boarding call. That's when things are going to be ugly. So the Checkers need to make sure they pick their spots. They got to be ready to be physical. I'm not saying avoid that physicality. Just pick their spots. Bridgeport last night, we saw it too. They would commit a penalty of their own, and then they're trying to bring someone to the penalty box with them. Right?
Yes.
They're giving them a good old face wash, and they're trying to egg on the man. And maybe,
a lot of instigation last night.
Exactly. Avoid that. So that's those are my 3 Hendrick Acura keys to the game. Continued depth scoring, keep the crease clear, and pick your spots for those retaliations. So as we take a look going forward into this one, there's a lot going on inside Bojangles Coliseum as well. Tonight it is Oktoberfest. What a great holiday. I know a lot of people tend to think right about now, Halloween seems to be the dominant holiday, of course, but who could forget Oktoberfest? We have a lot going on with that, including a special ticket package, which is available right now on charlottecheckers.com. It'll get you a seat to the game. It'll get you a drink ticket, as well as a Charlotte Checkers bottle opener. All of that part of that special ticket package at charlottecheckers.com. But we didn't stop there. We also have merch specials going on. All of our glassware, 20% off. That includes all of the beer steins, perfect for Oktoberfest. Shot glasses, pint glasses, who doesn't love a good pint? All of that right here at Charlotte Checkers, at Bojangles Coliseum. You can also check out the store at charlottecheckers.com/shop. So that's what's going on inside. I would say the 4 walls, but really it's a curved building. So we've got ourselves inside the biscuit here tonight for Oktoberfest. So with all that said, as we take a look forward, what are your predictions for tonight?
Well, first of all, I think it's going to be a rowdy building. Obviously, we've got beer tasting outside for Oktoberfest. The beer is going to be flowing. It's going to be a raucous environment in here, and it has been all year. Checkers fans are the best, right? I love that you brought up, obviously, slowing down their instigation, because, again, I think we both see this as Bridgeport's going to come out fighting, not just fighting on the score sheet. Checkers need to have calmer heads, realize, hey, we need the wins here, get the points in a divisional game. I really see this. I still think there's going to be a lot of goals tonight, TJ. I really see this as a high-scoring game. I've got a little prediction for you here. I see a 4-3 win coming for the Checkers here. I think this is going to be a much tighter played game. I really think special teams is going to be huge in this. Whoever wins the special teams battle will win this game.
My prediction, I kind of agree with you on one side. I definitely think it's going to be a 4 for Charlotte. I think the final is going to end up being 4-2. I think the Checkers will tack on an empty netter there in garbage time towards the end of the game just to ice that game away. I do think it's going to be a little closer. I think we're going to get into the third period and it's still going to be anyone's game, and then Charlotte will pull away late, and maybe they get a couple goals to come back if they are behind, but I do ultimately find out I can see them going 4-2 as the final with an empty netter at the end. So that was my prediction in this one. Well, if you can't make it here to Bojangles Coliseum, don't forget, TJ Chillot, I'm your play-by-play guy. I will have the call for you on AHL TV on Flow Hockey, as well as WAME Radio 92.9 FM and 550 AM and the Charlotte Checkers app. If you are here in the building, we've got all that great stuff going on for Oktoberfest. Miles mentioned the beer tasting out front. We've got the 20% off all the glassware, and of course that great ticket package still available. CharlotteCheckers.com to get your seat, get your drink ticket, and also get your Checkers bottle opener. And while you are here mingling around having a great time, you'll hear Miles coming in over the speakers on the PA for all of those goals. He had a busy night last night with 8 total goals and all those penalties. Miles was on the mic almost as much as I was last night. But come join us, hang out with us. It's going to be a great game as the Checkers try to improve to 5-1 to start the season. For Miles Conrad, our producer, Justice Wallace, my name is TJ Chillot, play-by-play voice for the Charlotte Checkers. We will see you next week on Checkers Pregame Live. Remember, every single Saturday before a Checkers home game. So I take that back. It won't be next week. It'll be 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm already excited, looking forward to the next homestand. But 2 weeks from now, we'll be back with Checkers Pregame Live 2 hours before puck drop right here on social media. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you at the Bowplex.